Hey guys, how's it going? So for the next few days, between the 24th and 28th of May, we have a few games which are completely free to pick up, meaning that you can get them and they'll stay in your Steam library. And then we also have a few games which are free to play for the next couple of days, so you'll be able to play them until the 28th. So let's start here with Hacknet Deluxe. So if you head over to humblebundle.com, press add to cart, you can grab the key for this completely for free. Now this game is a semi-realistic hacking simulator. It uses real hacking commands. If you're communicating with a server directly in real life, you'd use some of these commands. It has a crazy soundtrack, and it's been highly rated on Steam, so I would recommend picking this up. It looks quite good. Next up, we have Galactic Civilizations 2. So if you go to Steam, you can press the Play Now button or the Install Game button and get this completely for free. This one is more of a tactical, more of a involved game, slower paced, turn-based strategy game involving making alliances with different alien races, flying around the galaxy, and probably shooting some of these guys as well with your kitted up spaceships. Haven't really played this one much myself, but it is by Stardock, and it is I believe this is quite a long-running series, a couple of decades at least. But yeah, it's completely for free. Just grab it on Steam. Next up, we have Guns of Icarus Alliance. So this is from the guys who made the original Guns of Icarus, and it seems more highly rated than the other game, and it seems quite new as well. So it's a co-op game which looks like a kind of a multiplayer shooter set in the kind of a steampunk aerial universe. Graphics look pretty decent, and it's completely free to play again. So if you just press the play again button, that'll go into your library for free. So another thing we have is the Steam Spring Cleaning event, and as part of that you can get some badges and things, but the more interesting stuff is the games at the bottom here. So we have free to play this weekend: Dead by Daylight, City Skylines, Don't Starve Together, Dirt 4, Left 4 Dead 2, Tyranny, Borderlands 2, Shadow of Mordor, and Castle Crashers. So let's start with Dead by Daylight. Now this is a multiplayer 4 versus 1 game where one player plays as the killer, and you have your standard Friday the 13th type guy with a mask and a hammer or whatever, and then the other 4 people play as survivors. The survivors usually need to start some generators, open some doors, basically find out how to escape the area, while the killer obviously has to hunt them down and trap them in the area and basically kill them. So this game is free to play for the next 3 days. Go ahead and try it. It's an interesting one. I think it's a good concept. So and it's published by Starbreeze as well, so which is a decent company. So yeah, give it a go. Next up, we have City Skylines. It's more of a chill game. Basically, if you remember SimCity 4 before EA kind of messed things up in SimCity 5, City Skylines is it's basically a city building simulator. You have to manage your roads, water, the population, and I think it's been highly rated. It's a good one, and yeah, and again it's free to play for the next couple of days. Next up, we have Don't Starve Together. So in the Don't Starve series, it's a survival game, kind of 2-dimensional isometric with a unique art style. This one is the multiplayer version, and expect more of the sort of survival gameplay that you're used to in Don't Starve. But this one looks a bit more crazier actually. There's more items and more crazy monsters around. It's from Clay Entertainment, and they've got a good pedigree in that region. So yeah, let's give this one a go as well. Next up, we have Dirt 4. It's not been reviewed very well. Codemasters seems to make a lot of these games, like the rally games or the racing games. Might not be worth playing if you don't have a steering wheel, but it does look okay. But maybe I would give this one a pass myself. Now, Left 4 Dead 2 is a classic horror game, co-op, zombies, horde mode. It's going to give you a lot of sleepless nights and tension, but it's definitely a classic from Valve. Next up, we have Tyranny. Now, Tyranny is from Obsidian. I think it's one of the last games which Chris Avellone worked on, which I think is a very, very cool story writer. But yeah, this one, I don't think you'll be able to finish it in 2 days, but it's probably worth trying to see if you like this sort of game. I think it's more of a kind of a top-down RPG. I'm expecting that it will have turn-based combat as well. Looks pretty good. Next up, we have Borderlands 2. Now, Borderlands 2 is the part of the, I think it's probably the best one in the series of Borderlands. Lots of shooting, lots of co-op battles. I think this one is obviously another classic as well, especially if you've got a couple of friends to play it with. First-person shooter with multiple classes and the unique art style that Borderlands is known for. Now, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. I think this one is quite new, I believe. Or was it Shadow of Mordor is the second one? I can't remember. I think this is the first one, isn't it? So this one is your open world Middle-earth game. Pretty damn good, I think. It was. It's mainly known for the Nemesis system, where you, where the orcs that you encounter basically have characters, have weaknesses and strengths, and you go after and kill them. It's a massive game. You won't finish it in a couple of days, but I think it's been on sale down to a couple of dollars at some point. So if you do find that you like it, then I think it's very, very cheap to pick up. Next up, we have Castle Crashers. Now, this is quite a very old game. It's a sort of side-scrolling brawler from Behemoth. And it's another of these co-op games. I think a lot of these spring games are actually 4-player co-op. But this is a side-scrolling brawling game, kind of like a Streets of Rage style. And you obviously attack strange bosses like this big corn on a cob. So I hope you found this video useful, because there's a lot of games out there, and I'm sure there's something for everyone out there. Make sure you pick up the games that are completely for free: Hacknet, Galactic Civilizations 2 and Guns of Icarus Alliance. Just grab those and they'll stay in your Steam library forever. Out of these games here, I would probably say that my picks would be Dead by Daylight, Tyranny and Borderlands 2, I think, for a good mix of games there. So take it easy, and there's a lot of gaming to be done this weekend, because these free games are really good. Take it easy then. See you later. Bye bye.